Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders are advised that this video contains images and voices of people who have died.
I haven't drunk beer in 3 days. It's not good. It's not good because we all need alcohol. You know this, obviously. You watch my videos, but do you truly fathom its weight? Do you understand how crucial alcohol is? Alcohol is the most important thing ever, and I mean it. Without alcohol, we are nothing.
Part 1. Alcohol as the cause of
Civilization. It's not just cities, it's not just laws, it's not even about people. Civilization is a 10,000-year-old scheme to get us to drink alcohol. And that's the truth. How did we come by civilization? Through cities. How did we come by cities? Because we settled. Why did we settle? Because we farmed. And why did we farm? For food? Gilgamesh, the tyrant king of Uruk, whose terror rains down upon the trembling earth. The gods in their celestial council decree a challenger be created. Fashioned from clay and water, Enkidu emerges. A primeval man, wild and unconquered, equal in might to the oppressive king, cast into the vast and untamed wilderness, which the Sumerians called Eden. There, amidst the beasts, he finds his first and truest kin. The animals are his friends, and for his friends, Enkidu destroys traps laid by man and acts as the guardian of the wild. These frustrated the human trappers, who then summoned Shamhat, the temple priestess, to tame his savage soul. For 7 days and nights, she lies with Enkidu, her embrace a forge of domestication, and to further the transformation, she pours into his lips the amber drink of beer. When at last he turns to face his once kindred beasts, they flee from him. Eden, his primal cradle, recoils from his touch. Severed from the wild, Enkidu stands transformed. His feet now tread the path of civilization. You think we started farming for food? Spend even more hours of the day than hunting and gathering to grow crops, yielding a meager, pallid diet, less nourishing than the marrow of game? And only after we grind that crop into a fine powder, hydrate it, bake it in fire, then do we make it edible? No, dude. Obviously that wasn't the original idea. It's too complicated and stupid. A poorer yield, a frailer diet, it defies reason. There was literally no benefit to growing grains except for one instance, letting it ferment in water and making beer. There is no early civilization that didn't have alcohol. Mesopotamia, 8000 BC, fermented beer with water given by the Tigris and Euphrates. China, 7000 BC, fermented fruits and rice to make ambrosia. Mesoamerica fermented spirits from the agave's heart. Peru from corn, Indus Valley from sugarcane. This isn't even a joke. Moreover, alcohol requires a cool place to ferment. This is how we came up with buildings. Walls, a roof. It's the perfect place to ferment alcohol. And while you're brewing there, you might as well live in there. And that's how we started houses, therefore villages, and therefore cities, and therefore civilization. But hold on, it gets deeper than that. Alcohol has proven its importance over cities, over flesh. But what, I ask you, is the most important thing you hold? The answer is your soul. For if alcohol birthed civilization, how then does it ingrain itself in the matters of the spiritual? Or is the real question, did alcohol allow us to believe?
Part 2. alcohol as the cause of religion.
Drink in moderation is one of the most ridiculous statements ever made. You must drink a little more than moderation. St. Paul in his wisdom said we should take a little wine for our stomach's sake and for our frequent infirmities.
The creation of alcohol, a process we understand now, but it must have been unfathomable to the primitive mind. You couldn't see it. You couldn't see it happen. You'd have no idea what's going on. Sometimes it didn't even work. To the ancient Sumerian, cradling his brew, this was no mere chance. It was the handiwork of a higher power. If I was an ancient Sumerian addicted to alcohol, and I find that really easy to imagine, I'd probably pray. Goddess of beer, for the miracle of intoxication. A miracle. What else could it be? What else would you call it? You got no idea what's happening to you. I've seen miracles myself happen while I've been drunk. I probably would have written them down too. And there's numerous times where I cried out for God while I was drunk. Imagine that experience to an ancient soul in the desert. Imagine him crying out to God. You think he's being hyperbolic? Or is he being serious? Think of this as well. If you believe that all of religion is man's creation, why then did he forge torments to plague his soul? Demons in the dark, possession's grip, the fires of hell itself. Why dream up such burdens? Why make that shit up? Dude, you're stressing everybody out. Well, think about this. The hangover. That wretched specter clawing at the skull. Was that not the work of demons? Running out of beer, was that not a curse? And the father reeking of stale ale, raging at his family, was he not to them possessed? Thus humanity put their fears into scripture to make sense of the chaos of drinking. And the thread runs deeper still, the blood of Christ, wine lifted in sacrificial rite, monasteries brimming with casks, monks tending not just souls but barrels. Even in Islam, the prohibition of alcohol still acts as an acknowledgement to alcohol's power. Alcohol is both revered and feared. Rightfully so. It has shaped not just the world around us, but our very souls.
That's the way we feel about him. We think he has to have a drink, he needs it, and it keeps him happy and relaxed. And we like him to take a drink. And I like him to take a drink because of that.
Part 3. Alcohol as the cause of everything. The invention of music.
I don't know, man. But banging this stick against this rock over and over again sounds great when I'm drunk.
The invention of warfare.
Man, taking a guy's life is crazy. I gotta be like 2 beers deep for you to convince me to kill a guy.
The invention of mathematics.
How many beers does it take to get me drunk? Subtract that from the beers I've already drunk, and subtract that from the beers I have left.
The invention of democracy.
Alright, so who's paying the tab?
Yes.
Oh, man.
The invention of time.
Hey, man, do you know what happy hour is?
The invention of jobs.
Dude, I'll suck your dick if you give me beer money.
The invention of lying.
Trust me, babe, I only had like a couple beers while I was out.
The invention of festivities.
Man, I really need a reason to get drunk right now.
The invention of sports.
Man, I really want to watch something while I'm drunk.
The invention of cigarettes.
Man, I really want something to smoke while I'm drunk.
The invention of cars.
Man, I really want to drive something while I'm drunk.
The invention of Belgium.
Look at it, man. You think they were sober when they came up with this?
Conclusion.
I love the first powerful, violent impact of a glass of whiskey when it's thrown back in me and when it hits the mark below. I chase it then with a pint, and that's even more beautiful still.
So go ahead, buy a beer right now. Buy a 4-pack actually, and feel no guilt. You're only doing what you're meant to do. Without alcohol, we are nothing. With it, we are all.
They look through a glass, and while the glass and the lens might be the right strength, the distortion lies in the brain behind the lens. and that is what they see.